Welcome to the StockMiner.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your stock miner, Brian Johnson, making professional trading simple. And another strong run today by the bulls, running up into earnings season, as we have seen over the past few earnings seasons. The markets are moving upwards today. Strong moves: 1% in the Dow, just over 1 in the S&P, and 1.5, more than 1.5 in the Nasdaq. God, the Nasdaq is so strong, just amazingly resilient up here. And the bull march continues. My call yesterday was up and over this 11,025 mark. We broke through that very easily at the open today with a gap, and it was all over for the bears at that point forward. And really, I don't think it's done. I think we still got a little bit of movement yet to go. So Dow here on a 60, you can see it up and over this area was a place to get long, mostly on the gap up this morning. When that didn't completely fill, boy, it was off to the races. Bulls drove it up all day long. From a daily standpoint, look at how we're trying to approach this line. I'm still not convinced we'll make it. We could. If we do, I think this offers a great potential shorting opportunity up here. That is a long ways up, so it's going to have to be some strong moves. And if earnings continue to be really good and come out strong, the gap ups in the morning may help things along. Nasdaq on a 60 here. Look at the huge gap up and over this overhead resistance, which had been holding very nicely. And how do you beat it? You gap over it. Yep, just that simple. So break to the upside, and you can see it all the way up here now to the 2030 area. And hard to find any overhead resistance in the short term for this monster. The Nasdaq holding nicely. I said this blue line would be maybe its demise, or the first major chink in the armor for the rest of the indices, because it had not broken it. And this is why. Look how well it held this support all the way up. For those of you that have been writing this up, congratulations. It's been quite a run for the bulls, and don't know where it's going to stop. I mean, this just looks like, if you're an Elliotician, a 1, 2. Some might be trying to call this an ABC. Okay, maybe it is. But this looks like a 1, 2, 3 to me. So just an incredibly strong move by the bulls, and continued upward pressure. Look at this. No major pullback in here at all since what? The beginning, just before March began. Amazing strength for the markets. Very overextended, but who cares? Just continues its onslaught to the upside. From a weekly standpoint, here is my next overhead area now. That's right around, actually, about 2040, 2050, I think, up in that area. So I'll put my overhead weekly resistance now at that 2040, 2050 area for the weekly. A couple days left, but I don't see any signs of necessarily slowing down. Now, with the big move today, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sideways action again. That's what we tend to see, is one good move or two good moves during the week, followed by a bunch of consolidation to the side. So in the SPX now, I said up and over 1200 be a good play. Sure enough, we got that today on the gap up and beat it to death. Move it straight up. And it looks like this has a lot of room to move yet too. Moving on to a daily, you can see here it's trying to pursue this overhead blue line, but ultimately what I'm looking at is this. The 200-week moving average might see a little bit of an overthrow there, but we don't know yet. But this is what I'm looking at here. This weekly moving average just above us on the weekly. Very extended, but doing very well. VIX is down today, but still not as low as it has been, so still room to move here on the VIX side, and confirming what we saw today in the markets, and that's a move down by the VIX. Coming into the weekly, here we are right back at this blue line, so staying between the blue line and this other overhead line of what is now resistance. Just once again showing there is no fear in the markets, and I would not be surprised to see this thing maybe even come down a little bit lower. The VIX, with the markets moving up the way they have been, the VIX has been just completely falling apart. Apple on a 60-minute got the gap up, didn't go anywhere, but still very bullish.